we're going to talk about exponent rules, and I'm going to film a series of these little videos, and this one's on the product rule. It's really the product rule, not really rules. So the product rule for exponents is you take whatever the base is, and the base is the same, x to the mth power times x to the nth power, and that equals x to the m plus n. And if you don't remember this rule, you can create it yourself. If you think about something small you already know, x squared times x to the third. X squared means x times x times, and x third means x times x times x. I have 5 x's, so I have x to the 5th power. So this is x to the 5th power. How do I get a 5 with a 2 and a 3? I add them together. So that's why x to the mth power times x to the nth power is x to the m plus n. They like to use letters not to confuse you, but to give you a way to define the answer. So here are 3 examples. We have x to the 3rd power times x to the 8th power. Well, we're going to add those 2 exponents, and 3 plus 8 is 11, so you should have x to the 11th power. The next one is 2 to the 4th power times 2 to the 2nd power. Now, they can ask you also to evaluate a problem, and then you're going to give them the actual answer. But if they don't ask you to evaluate and they want it in exponential form, the base stays 2, and you add 4 plus 2, and you get 2 to the 6th power. Evaluating it would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, and 32 times 2 is 64. So if we evaluated 2 to the 6th power would be 64. We cannot evaluate x to the 11th power because we do not know what x is. And then it doesn't matter how many things. This looks complicated, but it is not as complicated as it looks. So you have x squared times y times x cubed times y to the 4th. We could get rid of all of those parentheses, and we can change our order up if we want to. Like that, because remember, in commutative property, it does not matter. So here we have x to the 5th power, because 2 plus 3 is 5, times y to the 5th power, because 1 plus 4 is 5. And so now that's as simple as we can make it. We can't combine x and y's. I always say you cannot mix your breeds, so they stay separate. So this is 3 examples of the product rule.